Hello, can you hear me?
Yep.
Awesome. Let me share my screen real quick. Okay, awesome. So, PowerPoint. Okay, hello, my name is Dylan Carfley. I'm the Scrum Leader for Group 4, and I'll be presenting to you today. A quick overview of this presentation. We'll start out with an introduction and a description of the voting app. Then we'll walk into demonstrations. We'll demonstrate the website first and then the app. And then finally, we can discuss some future growth possibilities and where the app could go in the future, as well as any questions, comments, and concerns will be addressed at the end. For the introduction, what is our voting app? Well, put simply, it is an app that lets you preview elections, vote on elections, and then see the result of elections after they have been voted on both the website and app. You can see the results for up to 1 week after the election has been placed. A typical user experience would be, let's say they hear about the app from a friend or on an ad or whatever, and then they'll do one of two things. They'll either try and download the app first, or they'll try and go to the website first. If they try to go to the app first, then they'll be directed to log in and make an account on the website. Either way, they're going to be going to the website. From there, they'll make their account, or they won't make an account because they don't want to actually vote. So the two use case scenarios would be they just use it to see the upcoming elections and the election results, or they can actually make an account and participate in the voting process. And then once they make their account, they can either continue voting on the website or vote on the app if they wish. Hopping into the demonstration, we'll start with our website first. Let me go ahead and bring that up. And I will also put the link in the chat so you guys can follow along if you wish. Here we go. Okay, so this is our homepage. This is what it looks like when you're not logged in. It will show the upcoming polls, the open polls, and the closed polls. When you're not logged in, you don't have a location ID, so it defaults to only showing federal polls to you. There's also the About page. It tells you a brief description about the why this website exists and what you can do on it, as well as contact emails to contact any of the coders. And there's also a Contact Me button down in here in the footer, which will link directly to my email if you wish to contact me. Moving on to the privacy page, this is auto-generated. I'm not going to read it. No one reads these releases, but you can if you want to. It's there for you. Then we have the candidates page. This will show you all candidates registered to the site right now, regardless of pool. It'll show their name, their picture, their party, and their bio, like so. And there are quite a few. Then we have pools. This will show you all pools. Currently, I'm not logged in, so again, only show federal pools. It shows the name of the pool, the location of the pool, when you can vote on it, and of course, you can only vote on them between 8 a.m. and p.m. Then, of course, we have pool results. This shows the name of the pool, the date that the pool was voted on, and then the name and party of the candidates, as well as their picture. We can see here that Adam Sandler has 374 votes, whereas Jordan Peele, I think, has 373 votes. Quite the smashing. It says that he has won the election. If there are no votes for either candidate, it will default to this message saying they don't have any votes and the winning candidate will be decided by the government, which I'm pretty sure is how it actually works in real life. Moving on to logging in. Actually, I guess I'll make an account here. Yeah. Go ahead and do that. Boom, and confirm password. Click register. It'll ask you to confirm your email. I'll go ahead and do that. I would do it off screen because I'd rather you not see my email. It's kind of messy. Go here. Go to our inbox. Okay. And you can see here it says, thank you for confirming your email. You now have access to your account. Okay. So now I can log in my new account. So from here, the user will try and do one of two things. They'll either be a good user and click on their profile and edit it and fill in all the information they need to, or they'll try and vote immediately. If they try and vote immediately, it will not work. They will say you must have two-factor authentication enabled to vote. So we'll go ahead and do that now, as well as entering our location ID as well. So we'll edit our profile. We'll enter our first name and our last name. Then our state, we'll go for Ohio, switch it up a little bit. And then the county will filter based on the state you select. So now we'll only see counties in Ohio. So we're going to go for Montgomery, I believe. There it is. And then based on this county, the cities will also filter, and only Drexel is in the county of Montgomery apparently. So we'll click on that. We also have the option to reset our Android device ID. We'll talk about that later when we get to the Android side, but we'll click save. And just like that, we have our profile information like that. Next thing we'll do is we'll set up two-factor authentication, which we'll go back to here. Click Add Authenticator App. And now I will go onto the Authenticator app on my phone here and scan that QR code in a moment. Add account. And just like that. And now I can enter the verification code. It's about to reset, so give me a minute. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Nothing's worse than typing in the code halfway through and then it resetting on you. Okay, and then we click verify, and we're good to go. We have codes here that we should keep in a safe place. I'll go ahead and do that. All right. So now we can go back to the home page, and we should be able to vote. You'll notice immediately, now that we have a location ID, we see different polls, upcoming, open, and closed. We can now click on a poll here and click vote, and we can cast our vote. I will be voting for the lovely Kate Upton, and I will click confirm. And just like that, you have successfully voted. And then if I were to try and vote again, I have already voted in this poll. I cannot do that. And so that is how that works. Now we'll move on and show the admin tools for the website. And you'll notice immediately that the admin tools has an extra toolbar here to add a candidate, create a poll, and add a candidate to a poll. We'll get into that momentarily. First, we'll show the differences in view. Under candidates, you'll notice immediately it's no longer a pretty carousel, but more raw information that's useful to admins. We can edit and click on details and delete them if we so choose. And the same thing for polls. We see a lot more information. Admins are also not limited to location, so they see all polls regardless of location, which is why you're seeing all these different polls that we can vote on here. And then we can go on to show these and create a candidate. So we'll go ahead and create a candidate called John M. We'll give him a bio and a picture and a party, and we create like so. And if we scroll down here, oh, okay, I'm not really sure where he's at, but he'll show up here in a minute. Go to create a poll. Do John's poll. Give it a date for tomorrow, we'll say. Give it a level ID. This is to represent federal, local, and state. We'll give it an ID of 2. And then admins can either just enter the location ID if they know it by heart, or they can go through the selection here. We're going to go ahead and go through the selection. Find Ohio. And then go for Montgomery. And Drexel. And then the location ID automatically updates based on that. and we can create this pool. And then finally, we can add candidates to that pool. So we can go down here and find just John M. And then we click on John's pool, and we click create. And just like that, John M is added to John's pool, like so. And on this page, we can see the votes each candidate has, their name, and the pool that they're connected to, as well as edit and delete them as we so choose. Okay, that's all I have to show you for the website. Now we can move on to the Android app. Here, I'll give it a nice background. So on the Android app, you'll notice immediately the home page shows upcoming polls here. And then if we click on the button for current polls, it takes us to current polls, like so. And then we can see the candidates, if it'll load. Okay, maybe it's taking a while. We'll log in first then. You log in using a couple different security methods. First off is your password, and then second is a reCAPTCHA test. And then there's also an Android ID. So if it's your first time logging in, you have an Android ID of null, it will set your Android ID to that device. If it is already set, then it will compare the IDs and make sure they match. And if it's not a correct ID, it will not be able to log in. There we go. And it will say, hi, Dylan. And I'm now logged in. And now you'll see that upcoming polls are filtered to my location ID here. So we only see these two. And there's John's poll, the one I just made. And then current polls, which is the things I can vote on now. When we want to vote on a poll on Android, we click them. We see that the two candidates to choose from. We'll again vote for Kate Upton here. I would love to vote for her. Click vote. And congratulations, I voted for Kate Upton. That was a different account than the one I just made, which is why I'm able to vote. If I try and vote again, it will most surely not allow me to. You already voted in this pool, you may not vote again. Yep. Besides that, we'll try candidates again. There they are, fantastic. Bunch of candidates here. They are randomized, so we have Jack Red here. We click on it again. Totally different guys in different order, fantastic. Besides that, we have a privacy page similar to the one on the website, just like that. And we go to polls here, and we see a list of all the polls similar to the website. And poll results, you'll see that we have the name, the date, the votes, the party, their picture, and their name here. Some of them take a little while to load, but they're all there. You can also see that we can add as many candidates as we want to a poll. It's not limited to 2. And we can have as many polls as we want on any given day as well, obviously. And I believe I didn't mention anything about the web service, so I'll talk a little bit about that. We use, sorry, got a call there. We use basic auth and MD5 encryption. Not the best in the world, but not bad either. Obviously, security would be a lot more tight if this was a production level thing. So I believe that is all I have to mention. I will now be going back to the PowerPoint and going to the future possibilities. I think it's important to evaluate where an app could go and not just where it's at right now when seeing its value. Some obvious lines to upgrade the app would be to not vote not just in elections, but on maybe also bills as well. Or we could open up into the business side, let stockholders vote on their companies, different whatever they do. And then we could also take more of a social media approach, which is a very interesting line. Oh. We can have opening this up to users and allow them to create candidates and topics to vote on for that. And I think the big advantage of that is getting more users onto the website in any way possible so they vote on the important stuff. So they might get the app or use the website to vote on their favorite superheroes or whatever fandom they're a part of. But they might also just be, by association, vote on the important elections and stuff because they're already on the website. And I think that it has a lot of potential to drive up voter engagement. There's also the ability to maybe make extensions for different platforms, like Twitch or Discord, and integrate those technologies into our app as well. But that's all I had to say. I can now open it up to questions, comments, and concerns if you have any, or if I missed anything.